Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The NFL world is buzzing tonight, and Baltimore Ravens fans might just be losing their minds with excitement. Rumors have been swirling for weeks. Whispers in the league circles that the Ravens were eyeing a game-changing addition to their secondary, and now it seems that speculation has finally materialized into reality. JAYCEE Horn, the cornerback who has been turning heads since his college days and who has shown flashes of brilliance in the league, is reportedly closing in on a deal with Baltimore that could reshape the way opponents think about attacking the Ravens' defense. Sources close to the team hint at a contract that not only locks Horn in as a cornerstone of the secondary, but also sends a clear message across the league. Baltimore is serious about domination in the backfield. Fans are already speculating how Horn's presence could free up other defensive pieces, creating new schemes and giving defensive coordinators a whole new playground to toy with. The Ravens, known for their calculated aggression and strategic genius, might just be about to unleash a secondary that is as intimidating as it is athletic. And Horn seems to be the key piece of that puzzle, a player who could redefine coverage on any given Sunday. But the intrigue doesn't stop at the signing itself. The chatter around the league is that this move is more than just adding a talented cornerback. It's about signaling intent. The Ravens are reportedly prepared to commit serious resources to ensure that their secondary becomes a fortress, a nightmare for any quarterback looking to exploit coverage weaknesses. Horn, coming off seasons where his speed and instinctive coverage skills have made him a difficult matchup, fits perfectly into a system that prizes both physicality and cerebral understanding of the game. Rumors suggest that Baltimore has been tracking Horn for months, analyzing film, dissecting every nuance of his game, and preparing a plan to integrate him seamlessly into their defensive rotations. There's even speculation that coaches are already drawing up blitz packages and coverage schemes that capitalize on Horn's ability to read the quarterback and react instantaneously. Some insiders are suggesting that this is just the first of multiple moves that the Ravens are planning to make this offseason, a prelude to a larger, more aggressive roster overhaul designed to make Baltimore a perennial threat in the AFC North and beyond. Meanwhile, fans on social media are going wild, dissecting every possible angle of the Horn to Ravens move. Mock drafts and fantasy projections are being rewritten on the fly, with analysts debating how his arrival could affect not just the Ravens' defensive stats, but the entire dynamics of games. If Horn indeed joins Baltimore, the ripple effect could be massive, forcing quarterbacks to reconsider how they attack the Ravens' defense, while opening opportunities for safeties and linebackers to thrive in coverage support. Whispered conversations in NFL circles suggest that this signing might even provoke a chain reaction among other teams looking to bolster their secondaries, igniting a competitive frenzy that could redefine free agency strategy in ways that nobody fully anticipates. Baltimore, always a team that balances calculated risk with high-reward moves, appears to have set a trap so subtle yet so effective that the league might not even see it coming until the season is underway. And the story of JAYCEE Horn joining the Ravens is only the beginning, the spark that could ignite an off-season full of surprises, speculation, and heated debates across sports media platforms. The timing of this potential signing is also raising eyebrows, with free agency in full swing and rumors flying about multiple defensive stars hitting the market. Baltimore's move to target Horn specifically indicates a level of precision that few teams can match. Insiders claim that this wasn't a reactive move, rather, it was premeditated, part of a grander scheme to shore up vulnerabilities exposed in previous seasons. The Ravens, known for their meticulous preparation and obsessive attention to detail, seem to be signaling that they won't settle for incremental improvements. They're aiming for dominance. Horn's ability to match up with elite receivers, combined with his physicality and football IQ, makes him the kind of weapon that can change the narrative of a game in a single play. And if these rumors hold any weight, Baltimore isn't just acquiring talent, they're acquiring a mentality, a mindset that could send a chill down the spines of opposing offenses before the first snap is even thrown, adding to the drama. Whispers from league insiders hint that negotiations were intense and strategic. Sources close to the situation suggest that Horn had multiple suitors, teams willing to offer substantial deals. But the Ravens' pitch reportedly appealed to him on more than just financial terms. There's talk of a vision, a long-term plan where Horn becomes an integral part of Baltimore's defensive identity. A player around whom the defense can evolve and adapt, if true. This speaks volumes about the Ravens' culture and their ability to sell not just contracts, but legacies to elite players. The speculation alone is enough to have analysts debating how this signing could tilt the balance of power in the AFC. With whispers that teams like the Bengals and Steelers may have to rethink their offensive strategies to account for a Horn-led secondary. In essence, Baltimore may be quietly crafting a defensive masterpiece, and Horn is the linchpin that turns potential into reality. And as the news or rumor continues to spread, fans can't help but imagine the on-field implications. Picture Horn lined up across from the league's fastest receivers, challenging passes, breaking up routes, and forcing quarterbacks to second-guess decisions at every turn. The narrative being built in media circles is one of intimidation and calculated disruption, with Horn as the face of a Ravens secondary that might just become the benchmark for defensive excellence. The excitement is palpable, not just in Baltimore but across the NFL community, where every analyst, commentator, and casual fan is imagining the impact of this potential signing. Even the buzz on podcasts and social media suggests a level of anticipation rarely seen for a cornerback acquisition. The story of Horn in Baltimore is being told as a suspense-filled drama, one that promises to shape narratives, rivalries, and ultimately, the season itself. The speculation doesn't end with Horn's arrival. It stretches into the strategy and schematics that Baltimore might deploy. Rumors have it that the coaching staff has been working tirelessly on rotations, mixing press coverage with zone looks designed to maximize Horn's natural instincts. Insider chatter hints that the team envisions Horn not merely as a shutdown corner, but as a catalyst for dynamic defensive play calling, allowing other players to thrive and creating an ecosystem of chaos for opposing offenses. The whispers suggest that Horn's skill set could allow Baltimore to disguise coverages, shift responsibilities mid-play, and introduce blitz packages that quarterbacks won't see coming. The implications extend beyond just the Ravens secondary. They could force offensive coordinators across the league to reevaluate how they construct passing attacks. If these rumors are accurate, Horn's presence is less about individual statistics and more about a transformative ripple effect, the kind of strategic chess move that could define Baltimore's identity for years to come. Fans are already speculating on social media about potential highlight reels, turnovers, and game-changing plays that could emerge from this signing, turning Horn into a focal point not just on the field but in the cultural conversation around the NFL, beyond the X's and O's. There's a psychological edge to consider. Sources say the mere threat of Horn lining up across from top-tier receivers could rattle quarterbacks and alter decision-making before the snap. Rumors indicate that Ravens leadership is counting on Horn's reputation and skill to impose a mental game on opponents, a strategy that combines athletic dominance with cerebral disruption. Imagine teams game planning for weeks, only to realize that Horn's presence shifts the entire dynamic of the passing game. There's speculation that this could force blitz-heavy adjustments, off-balance throws, and even unplanned mistakes, essentially turning Horn into a silent architect of chaos. Observers are buzzing that the Ravens might be leveraging Horn's skill set to create a domino effect, making every offensive decision a minefield. If true, Baltimore's secondary isn't just strong, it's a strategic weapon capable of dictating tempo, controlling games, and reshaping rivalries in ways that extend beyond the scoreboard. Meanwhile, league insiders are hinting that this move could have ripple effects in terms of personnel adjustments across the AFC North. Rumors suggest that rival teams may now need to prioritize cornerback acquisitions, revisiting free agency plans, and even draft boards to compete with what Baltimore seems to be building. The chatter is intense, with analysts speculating that Horn's integration could force opposing teams to innovate, to reconsider routes, formations, and even quarterback reads. The speculation paints a picture of an arms race in defensive strategy, sparked by one high-impact signing. Some whispers even suggest that the Ravens front office is leveraging Horn's rumored deal to send a subtle message. Baltimore is not just aiming for improvement. They are declaring war on mediocrity, signaling an era where defensive prowess could define their identity and reshape rivalries. Adding yet another layer to the story, there's talk that Horn's potential signing could influence future Ravens acquisitions. Rumors indicate that the team's front office may be positioning itself as a magnet for defensive talent, crafting a culture where elite players are drawn to the challenge of competing at the highest level. Within a meticulously built system, sources hint that Horn's presence could serve as a beacon, attracting other free agents or even shaping draft strategy to complement his skill set. If accurate, this is more than a single signing, it's a statement. A blueprint for long-term dominance designed to elevate Baltimore into a league-wide benchmark. For defensive excellence, fans and analysts alike are already speculating about the domino effect, imagining a roster where Horn is the central piece around which a dynasty-level secondary could emerge. The excitement, tension, and intrigue continue to build, leaving the NFL world on edge, waiting for confirmation, and imagining the potential chaos and brilliance that JAYCEE Horn might bring to Baltimore. The speculation surrounding JAYCEE Horn's arrival in Baltimore continues to dominate NFL chatter, and insiders are hinting that this is only the beginning of a larger defensive revolution. Rumors suggest that the Ravens have been quietly plotting an aggressive off-season strategy, one that could involve multiple defensive additions designed to complement Horn's unique skill set. Imagine a secondary where Horn is the anchor, paired with versatile safeties capable of disguising coverages and linebackers who can roam freely, creating constant uncertainty for opposing quarterbacks. Sources close to the team claim that coaches are already sketching potential formations in practice, envisioning Horn not only as a shutdown corner, but as a strategic chess piece, capable of dictating the flow of the game. The league's murmurs are growing louder. If Baltimore's plans hold true, this could be a transformative era for the Ravens' defense, a period where their secondary becomes the ultimate measuring stick for elite defensive units. Fans are feverishly discussing possibilities online, imagining highlight reel interceptions, forced turnovers, and game-defining moments, all stemming from the integration of Horn into a system that thrives on calculated disruption. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Meanwhile, the ripple effect of this potential signing is being felt across the AFC North. Analysts and insiders are whispering that rival teams may now be forced to rethink offensive strategies, perhaps prioritizing quicker releases, altered route combinations, or even drafting cornerbacks to counter Horn's anticipated impact. The narrative being built in league circles portrays Baltimore as a team that is taking the psychological game to a new level, leveraging Horn's reputation to create uncertainty before the snap. There's talk that opposing quarterbacks might spend hours watching film, only to find themselves second-guessing decisions once Horn steps onto the field. Some insiders are even suggesting that this move could spark a defensive arms race across the conference, pushing teams to invest heavily in secondary talent just to keep pace. The Ravens, however, appear poised to stay ahead of the curve, using Horn as a linchpin to not only strengthen the defense, but also to set the tone for the entire league. Every rumor, every insider whisper, and every analyst prediction points to a strategic masterstroke in the making, adding to the intrigue. Sources indicate that Horn's integration could alter how Baltimore approaches its overall defensive philosophy. Rumors suggest that his presence might allow the team to experiment with hybrid schemes, mixing man-to-man coverage with zone principles in ways that create confusion and force mistakes. Coaches are reportedly excited about Horn's ability to read the quarterback, anticipate routes, and react with split-second precision, making him a player capable of transforming ordinary defensive plays into game-changing moments. There's also speculation that this signing could unlock potential for other defenders, allowing them to take calculated risks knowing Horn is a reliable safety net. The league is buzzing with chatter that Baltimore's secondary might soon be an almost untouchable unit, one that can flip field position, create turnovers, and dictate the pace of games. Fans are imagining a scenario where opposing teams hesitate to throw in Horn's direction, where quarterbacks are forced to change rhythms, and where the Ravens' defensive identity becomes synonymous with unpredictability and dominance. The financial and strategic aspects of this rumored deal are also fueling speculation. Insiders claim that Baltimore may have structured the contract to reward performance, while providing the team flexibility to pursue additional defensive talent. The whispers suggest that the Ravens are playing the long game, ensuring that Horn is not only a cornerstone for this season, but also a central figure in their defensive plans for years to come. Analysts are debating the implications of such a move, from salary cap maneuvering to potential domino effects in free agency. Could this strategy set a precedent for how teams approach elite cornerback acquisitions in the future? The league seems to think so, and as the news or rumor spreads, fans are left imagining the endless possibilities, Horn making impossible interceptions, shutting down star receivers, and becoming a household name in Baltimore, all while his presence reshapes the competitive landscape of the entire AFC North. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.